let's celebrate our culture at Nafest.
Come, let's celebrate our culture at
Nafest, the festival that unites the nation.
Come, let's celebrate our culture.
All the states in Nigeria, my people, let's go there.
Come, let's celebrate our culture.
We are preserving, promoting the culture of our country.
Come, let's celebrate our culture.
The Unity Forum is here again. Come and experience the best of Nigeria's cultural ingenuity and creativity. Dance drama, Tales by Moonlight, children's essay and craft competition, traditional wrestling and board games, indigenous cuisine and fabrics, cultural market, boat regatta, skills acquisition, and lots more. Nafest 2018.
Our culture, our pride, the roots of our history.
Come, let's celebrate our culture.
We have knowledge, every land, every country.
Come, let's celebrate our culture.
Unity Forum, my people, let's go there.
Come, let's celebrate our culture at Nafest.
Nigeria, a land of 200 tribes speaking 400 languages, is a milieu of cultural diversity, a melting pot of traditions, rites, rituals and customs. From the vast plains of the northern Sahara to the mountain peaks of the Middle Belt and down to the rich forests of the south and the dense swamps of the delta, Nigeria boasts of a kaleidoscope of cultural expressions that have become a major attraction to tourists and cultural enthusiasts all over the world. This eclectic cultural makeup is the thread that weaves the fabric of our unity in diversity. It is the strength that positions us as the giant of Africa and the envy of nations. The National Festival of Arts and Culture, Nafest, is a flagship program of the National Council for Arts and Culture, which, in line with the Council's mandate to preserve, promote, and present the best of the living arts and culture of Nigeria, is aimed at galvanizing key aspects of the various expressions of our rich cultural heritage from across the country into one focal festival. As an annual festival organized by the National Council for Arts and Culture, Nafest is a conglomeration of the various festivals celebrated locally in different parts of the country. It came into being as a post-Civil War strategy of using the cultural festival to promote national unity and integration in the prevailing mood of reconciliation, reconstruction, and rehabilitation of the time. This was in the form of the Festival of Unity to mark the reintegration of the Eastern State after the Nigerian Civil War in 1969. However, what would be regarded as the first Nigeria Festival of Art and Culture actually took place in Lagos in 1970. Since then, the festival, popularly called the Unity Forum, has evolved into an annual national platform for engendering cultural exchanges, inter-ethnic understanding, as well as complementing the various strategies put in place by the government for arresting youth restiveness, creating job opportunities, and improving the overall quality of life of Nigerians. Nafest promotes creativity in the field of arts, science, and technology to ensure the continuity and progressive updating of traditional skills and sports to serve modern development needs and act as a vehicle for preservation, presentation, and documentation of Nigeria's rich and diverse cultural heritage. Hosting rights of the festival rotates among the states of the nation, thereby ensuring a national spread of the fiesta for a greater impact. So far, 30 editions of the festival have been held in various states of Nigeria, with the last one being the 30th edition held in Kaduna State between the 28th October and 4th November 2017. Kaduna is one of the major states in Nigeria, which, according to historical sources, derived its name from the Hausa word for crocodile, kada. Due to its diversity, geographic importance, and rich history, Kaduna was in 1967 made the capital of the North Central State, which was created from the northern region. The state slogan is the center of learning because it is home to a number of prestigious institutions. From the colonial era to contemporary times, Kaduna has maintained a reputation as a state with a huge pull factor. A myriad of tribes around Nigeria have settled in Kaduna and called it their home for years. Interestingly, the Nok tribe, one of Africa's earliest civilizations, is located within the area that makes up Kaduna. Till today, the state continues to be a cosmopolitan hub with a rich mix of traditions and cultures. It is against this backdrop that the 30th edition of Nafest was organized with the theme Nigeria, Peace and Unity, Our Pride. This theme was carefully selected to address the critical issues of repositioning the culture and tourism sector in Nigeria and using indigenous technology and the rich diversity of our creative industries to expand the frontiers of national wealth beyond oil. The opening ceremony took place at the Murtala Muhammad Square on Tuesday, 31st October 2017 at 2 p.m. The festival was officially declared open by His Excellency Malam Nasir El-Rufai, the Governor of Kaduna State, represented by his deputy, His Excellency Bala Barnabas Bantex. As with all editions of Nafest, the opening ceremony was organized as a colorful carnival full of pomp and pageantry. The main attraction was a parade by the 16 participating states, including Anambra, Bayelsa, Benue, Borno, Delta, FCT, Jigawa, Kano, Katsina, Lagos, Nasarawa, Niger, Ogun, Rivers, Sokoto, Taraba State, and the host state Kaduna, with contingents from the 23 local governments. Dressed in colorful, flamboyant costumes and strutting vibrant traditional dances, each state's contingents took turns to march past the audience in the fully packed arena and saluted the VIPs in creative ways.
of the National Festival of Arts and Culture. All right? Hey, thank you. Men and women of River State, in charge of the river run. We have great respect for you. We call you the number one half of North. Go back to your watches. Hey, River State, the river run people. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
major highlight of the parade was a Durbar organized courtesy of the Emir of Zazzau, where wave after wave of stables of elegant horses and riders adorned in exotic apparels and accessories rolled through the arena to the delight and awe of the audience.
Sai
Also in attendance were notable dignitaries, the media, representatives of non-governmental organizations, schools, various artistic and cultural groups, guilds and relevant associations that amounted to the over 55,602 participants and spectators that graced the occasion. Nafest events comprise of both competitive and non-competitive events, all geared towards fostering cultural creativity by participants in their approach and execution. The non-competitive events at Nafest 2017 include the command performance by the host state, the cultural markets, the Nafest 2017 colloquium and book fair, guided tours to selected sites in the host state. In this edition, the National Council for Arts and Culture introduced the Free Skills Acquisition and Waste to Wealth program aimed towards adding value to the participants at Nafest 2017.
Design, slipper and necklace. Who did this? We learned this here. Okay? Bigger than. I'll do something bigger than this. How long did it take to do? Was this handmade? You did this? Very good. Made this? One of my students. Oh, you teach them? Yeah. Let's see how this is done. Beautiful. Comes out very well. Apart from this, can you do any other thing? Like craft work. Oh, very good, very good. You learn it from Atlantic here. What's the name of this skill acquisition center? Done a good job. So you want to say thank you to congratulations.
The accruing benefits are limitless, viz. economic empowerment, skills impartation, job creation, etc. During this event, participants were trained in 3 major Nigerian languages: Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba. Also, the waste to wealth, crafts and design, Ankara crafts, cloth weaving, makeup and body adornment, painting, tying of gele, bead making, fascinator and liquid soap, traditional hairdo, e-marketing, and a host of others. A total number of 620 participants were trained by the highly skilled professionals in the respective subject areas. At the end of the training program, the participants were presented with certificates. All of the competitive events at the 30th Nafest 2017 were held at the International Trade Fair Complex, Kaduna. These events include Indigenous Proverbs rendition. Participants at this event were children between the ages of 7 and 15 years. Each state and the FCT were required to present a minimum of 1 child and a maximum of 5 children for this performance. The performances consisted of various renditions of 5 proverbs each in a chosen language indigenous to participating states, followed by their interpretations in the English language. Each group was given a maximum of 7.5 minutes for their presentations. The participating children thrilled the audience as they took to the stage in colorful costumes representative of their indigenous localities, exhibiting wisdom beyond their years in the form of proverb renditions.
This is the message to all. Do not take laws into your own hands. Channel your grievances to the appropriate authority. Go!
Dramatization of selected proverbs. In this component, all participating states and the FCT were required to select one proverb from their area and build a drama presentation of not more than 10 minutes around the selected proverb. It was also expected that the selected proverb must be one which focuses on one of the following themes: unity and solidarity, family values, and tolerance. For the drama presentation, participating states were allowed a maximum of 10 minutes, with the dramatis personae for each performance consisting of maximum of 10 participants. The presentations incorporated the use of elaborate costumes reminiscent of their indigenous localities, props and makeup to embellish and enhance communication and stagecraft. Relevant thematic songs and music were also employed in the presentations. Group instrumentation. In the group instrumentation event, participating states and the FCT were required to prepare a music entry employing instruments indigenous to their locality. The essence of this event was to incorporate creative thinking for promoting indigenous music. Participants were expected to have carried out research into music forms that are not so popular, with a view of bringing them to prominence and cultivating a high level of audience appreciation for such music forms. During the performance, participants exhibited high levels of creativity in showcasing existing indigenous music forms. Makeup, props, and costumes were used to enhance the performances. Each state was given 10 minutes to showcase their performance, with a team of not more than 7 performers. A total of 13 states participated in this event: Rivers, Bayelsa, Delta, Benue, Sokoto, Jigawa, Kaduna, Katsina, Ogun, Lagos, FCT, Kano, and Taraba. Adjudication criteria include appearance, time management, and creativity. At the end of the event, Delta State emerged as the first position, followed by Bayelsa State in second position and Ogun State in third place. Traditional board games, also known as Ayo, are perhaps one of the oldest widely played sports in various parts of Nigeria and indeed Africa that is currently gaining world attention. In Nigeria, virtually every tribe has its own version of the traditional board game peculiar to them. Played either for leisure or competition, board games are gender, age, and class neutral and serve to sharpen the intellect and wit of the players. The traditional board game was a new addition into the competitive events category at Nafest. Although it has featured previously as an exhibition event, 2017 makes it the first time that states would be allowed to compete for the coveted golden, silver and bronze gongs in this event. The states that registered for the event include Niger, Ogun, Delta, Bayelsa, Kaduna, Benue and Lagos states. The event held for 2 days between Thursday the 2nd and Friday 3rd of November 2017. Each match consisted of a maximum of 7 games each, with the winner determined by the highest number of games won. Each match was officiated by a referee and a scorer. Records for each match were kept on score sheets, which indicate win, lose or draw, seeds captured, start hole, response hole, etc. For each of the 3 categories, 20 points were awarded for the first place winners, 15 points for the second place, 10 points for the third place, and 5 points for the fourth place. The scores were then added up to give the aggregate score, so as to determine the overall winners. The final outcome of the event is as follows. First position, Bayelsa with 40 points. Second position, Ogun with 35 points. Third position, Kaduna with 25 points. And the fourth position was a tie with Delta and Benue having 20 points each.
20 points in Jerry, 0 points in Joe, and 20 points in Judy. 40 points overall. So we have Bayelsa in first, Rashida Kombi of Ogun in second, Shola Oladipo of Kaduna in third, and we have a tie for the fourth place. Femi Julius and Ado in Delta and Benue respectively.
Traditional wrestling, the junior category. One of the most exhilarating events at Nafest, which attracts a high turnout of spectators and is always keenly contested by the participating states, is the traditional wrestling event. The practice of traditional wrestling cuts across all ethnic groups of the Federation. It is an age-long feature of people's lives. In the African setting, the practice of this sporting event begins early in a child's life and graduates to intra- or inter-village contests. The sport usually brings youths of various villages together in a festive and competitive contest. At the 30th Nafest in Kaduna, the traditional wrestling event featured only the junior category. That is, participants must weigh in at between 49 to 51 kilograms. This category offers the opportunity for encouraging friendships, tolerance, and discovery of talents that can harness for the sports at higher levels. The event lasted for 2 days, during which the contestant battled for the top spot and the coveted gilded gong, accompanied by throngs of supporters chanting victory songs and gyrating in frenzied jubilation. The entire atmosphere was electrifying as thousands of spectators gathered around the focal circular arena, thrilled at the wrestlers' display of strength, skill, flexibility, and dexterity. States that contended in this event include Bayelsa, Delta, Jigawa, Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Niger, Rivers, Taraba, and Lagos. At the end of the friendly hostilities, Kaduna came first, followed by Kano in second place, Katsina in third place, and Lagos in the fourth position. Nafest 2017 in Kaduna came to an exhilarating end on the 4th of November 2017 with a befitting closing ceremony held at the Parade Pavilion of the Kaduna International Trade Fair Complex. In attendance were numerous dignitaries, viz. His Excellency Malam Nasir El-Rufai, Executive Governor of Kaduna State, ably represented by His Excellency Bala Barnabas Bantex, Deputy Governor, Kaduna State, His Royal Highness Alhaji Shehu Usman Idris, CFR, Emir of Zazzau, and Chairman, Kaduna State Council of Chiefs. Commissioners of Information and Culture from participating states. The Director General, National Council for Arts and Culture, Otumba Olusegun Brunshewe, FIMS, FABEOON.
Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to stand here today. First and foremost, let me say thanks to Almighty God that has given us the opportunity for the 30th edition of Nafest 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, may I first and foremost thank His Excellency, the Governor of Kaduna State, for accepting to host us in Kaduna for a wonderful outing, for a beautiful outing and a colorful outing. Can we give His Excellency a round of applause? May I at this juncture thank all the constituents of the state, particularly participating states as the 30th edition. I've got one thing to say here today. So many people will tell you some part of this country is not safe. Do I have River State people here? How did you enjoy Kaduna? Do I have the Ogun State people here? How are you enjoying Kaduna? Do I have the Taraba State here? And all the other states, please give me a round for Nigeria. All these beautiful states have been sleeping and waking up in Kaduna. No problem, no headache, no typhoid, no malaria, no fever. God has blessed Nigeria. May I especially thank the LOC in Kaduna for a beautiful package under the leadership of the Honorable Commissioner supported by his Permanent Secretary. You've done very well. A round of applause to the LOC. May I also thank all the family members of the NCAC for coming all the way for us to support Kaduna and Kaduna support us. That's the beauty of our great country. Ladies and gentlemen, it is very pertinent to say we are in the city of learning. We have learned, and we're going to use what we have learned to promote this country forever. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to draw our attention to one very salient issue here. There is nobody that is going to repair Nigeria for us. We have to do it ourselves. So the point of all distancing ourselves from each other is not the right time. We must come together, and that is why this is the festival that is uniting the nation. And we must continue to be together to make Nigeria a great country.
Please a big round of applause. And the Chairman, Kaduna State Council of Traditional Chiefs, Alhaji Nuhu Aliyu Galadima Zazzau. The passage is in North Central Nigeria. It's from Northwest Nigeria.
After a farewell march pass, awards were presented to the various winners in the competitive events.
Cameraman, can you put down so that others can see? Thank you. Nigerians are beautiful people, and our around the final six.
The overall winners were also recognized and presented with the ceremonial bronze, silver, and golden gongs. Bayelsa State emerged as the overall winner, having won the most trophies.
And presentation at Nafest 2017.
His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kaduna State.
Finally, the symbolic handing over of hosting rights for the next edition of Nafest, being the 31st edition, was done. River State was selected to host the next edition with the theme Nigeria, Our Festivals, Our Heritage. Come October 2018, all roads lead to Port Harcourt as we gather once again to celebrate the National Festival of Arts and Culture, Nafest, the festival that unites the nation.
Let's celebrate our culture at Nafest. The Director General of the National Council for Arts and Culture, NCAC, cordially invites captains of cultural industry and the general public to the 31st edition of the National Festival of Arts and Culture, tagged Rivers 2018. Theme, Nigeria, Our Festival, Our Heritage, with competitive and non-competitive events scheduled to hold in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, from the 21st to 27th October 2018. Come, let's celebrate the uniqueness of our cultural diversity, the beauty of our creativity, our festival, and the ingenuity of Nigerians. Nafest, the festival that unites the nation. Signed, Otumba Shegun Runshewe, OON, Director General, National Council for Arts and Culture, Nigeria. Preserving, promoting the culture of our country. Come, let's celebrate.